Hello and welcome to Big Red Journeys. I'm your host, Big Red, and on today's journey, we're here at the OCZOO at the Irvine Regional Park in Orange, California. This is a smaller zoo, but I am excited. Obviously, we're used to the San Diego Zoo and it being the world famous large gargantuan zoo that it is, but this one has lots of charm. The animals here, from what I understand, the majority of them are all ones that cannot be released back into the wild due to medical reasons, rehabilitative purposes, or they were owned as pets from people that shouldn't have had them in the first place. And all the animals here represent animals of the region, or most of them do. So we're gonna go inside, check it all out, walk around, see all the exhibits, and have a good time. So if you care to follow along me on this journey, let's go. Entrance to the zoo is only $2 per person, which is a very, very good deal. Hours are Monday through Friday, 10 to 3:30. Weekends are 10 to 4:30. Most of the time I'm hearing people say it takes about an hour or so to go through the zoo at a good pace. And not only is there admission cost to the zoo for $2, but there is an admission to actually park inside the regional park. Weekdays is $3 per vehicle. On weekends it's $5. And then they do have special events and whatnot that the price does kind of fluctuate from there. Well, we got our admission, but before we go any further, I did see that they had some literature over here. But one is they have a scavenger hunt, and you know me, I love a good scavenger hunt or some sort of activity. Now, yes, it is mainly meant for the kiddos, but adults can play around as well too. And you can see we're gonna walk around the zoo, and apparently there's some facts that we need to learn and fill in the blank. And then once we're done with it, we'll come back up here to the front office where we purchase our tickets, and we're gonna get a prize. So I'm excited to see what that could be. Looky, looky, looky. They also have some keeper chats here. There's some times of them that you can see here. But right now we have a North American opossum. And it looks like he's friendly enough that you can actually go up for a little bit of a scritch.
Armando is a North American opossum. Opossums are from the old world. Opossums are here from the new world. And they are a marsupial, the only one you can find here in North America, which is really cool because they are related to koala bears and kangaroos, meaning the females have a pouch. Armando's a boy, so he doesn't have a pouch, but his girlfriend does.
I'm sure the times and animals may vary on the day that you come, but look at that. There was a 12 o'clock, the mountain lions were having keeper chat, a possum right here, a red-tailed hawk at 2, the maras at the petting zoo at 2:30, a jaguar at 3, and the peccaries at 3:15. We'll try to catch a couple more of these if we can. But we're going to start off going to the left of the zoo, which is one of the newer parts, the newer expansions. This is where they actually did an expansion on their large mammal exhibits. Oh, speaking of a large mammal, there's the mountain lion, puma, cougar, whatever you call it, depending on the region you're from. All the same animal. Beautiful, beautiful kitty. I believe there's also a little bit of a cross bridge as well too, because I don't know how many mountain lions they actually have within this exhibit. Mountain lions are traditionally solitary predators, except during mating season. Oh, yep, there's the bridge right over there. We did notice that there was another mountain lion on the other side of the zoo in the older enclosure. But, oh, look at that. Looks like he might be crossing the bridge now. Mountain lions and animals of these types of predators, key indicators of the health of an ecosystem, keeping them alive to make sure that deer and other animal populations are kept in check so that we don't have too much of an overabundance of certain animals, really helps keep our environment as safe and balanced as possible. And while I was talking there, he did cross the bridge, and now he's on the other side. There has to be a joke in there somewhere, but I can't think of it at this moment. We have both of the largest cats within the Americas. And look at this beautiful melanistic jaguar. Wow. Oh, I think he's checking out my hat. Beautiful, beautiful creatures now. The black, the melanistic pattern is actually a mutation. That's not how their normal color would be. Their normal color would be of that golden color with the black spots. This is a mutation, and it's actually a very rare mutation. And I think he's relieving himself and using the bathroom at this moment. And look, there on the other side of the enclosure is another jaguar. This one of the traditional patterning and coloring. But you know what I found most interesting of all is, oh, hello, buddy. How you doing? It's looking right at us. But what I found most interesting that I just found by talking to one of the keepers here is that this guy, as well as the melanistic, the black jaguar across the way, they're actually related. They're brothers. Well, look at this guy trying to impress a little lovely young lady. Actually, make that two gentlemen right over there. I think they're trying to impress that peahen that's over there on top. Or is that a peacock over there? There's multiple ones right on top of the shelf on the tool shed as well over there. But look, these guys are in full plumage. These, of course, are used for attractive mating purposes. It's not listed at this moment, but they do have a little bit of kind of like a little small theater area. I always also imagine that they probably have education as well too. I believe I saw a thing about educational programs that they have here at the zoo. A little bit of a desert enclosure here. We have the San Joaquin kit fox. He's taking a little bit of a siesta in between that log right over there. But I want to take note here, throughout the zoo you will see the cell phone tours. So all you gotta do is call that number, press the number when prompted, the bigger, larger one, in this case 14, and it will tell you a little bit of a fact or a little tidbit about the particular animal in that enclosure.
Hi, my name is Marcy, and
Hello,
I'm
Marcy.
the curator of education here at the OCZOO. Meet Robin, our male San Joaquin kit fox.
Oh, okay.
Robin came to the zoo from the California Living Museum, Rehabilitation Center, and California Fish and Wildlife because he was found on the side of the road, likely hit by a car, and now has a permanent limp in one of his legs,
There you go.
making him not releasable into the wild.
Well, that was pretty cool. So like we learned this guy's name is Robin, and unfortunately he was deemed medically not possible to be released into the wild again. So now he's here as an ambassador for the zoo and his kind. Here's a turkey vulture, a carrion eater. Very crucial for the circle of life here. Of course, vultures and condors do eat carrion or dead items. They are the garbage collectors of the nature world. Fun fact I always like to tell about people here. Let's show this picture. See that head right there? You know, it has so much plumage and everything going on. But why is it really bare when it comes to this area right here? Well, it's mainly because it makes it easier for them to actually access the body cavities of animals, going in there, not having to worry about getting feathers damaged or dirty if they're required. And a little bit of a gross fact, but I always like to say this, it's just a funny one. So vultures, like these turkey vultures, they can actually cool themselves, regulate their body temperatures by doing something. They pee and poop on their legs. So birds have a thing called a cloaca. So it's just one hole that pretty much everything that you have to do your business goes out of that one hole, right? So they just kind of do their business, let it drip down to their legs, and then the cooling properties of those fluids help regulate their body temperatures in some of the severe heat. Oh, and the turkey vulture has a neighbor, that of the North American porcupine. Now be careful, stand back, he might shoot his quills at you. Nope, no, I'm just kidding. That's a false myth. Porcupines cannot shoot their quills at you, but they can release them once they're actually permeated through the skin of a predator. Similar to most things in the animal kingdom, quills, horns, things of that nature, made of the same substance as your hair. Well, the hair that I used to have. So when you hear people that say like they need rhino horn for some sort of medical, medicinal, aphrodisiac of sorts, that's just a straight bunch of BS. There's nothing to it. There's no chemical property. It's literally hair. Tell them to bite their fingernails if they need it. It's the same thing. Okay, Devin, who do we have here?
This is Caw, and Caw is a California key snake. She will be 12 this summer.
Ooh, okay.
And you guys are more than welcome to pet her.
Thank you.
They are the apex snake in California, which means they can kill any snake we have in California.
Right, because they do.
Including rattlesnakes. They can kill rattlesnakes.
Going into the black bear exhibit. So there she is in the back. But unfortunately for her, she is one that was deemed unreleasable into the wild because when she was younger, she was most likely hit by a vehicle and she experiences some kind of like neurological issue, kind of like tics, seizures in such a way. So she does have some mobility issues going on. But here at the zoo, they can give her the medication, the health care that she needs, feed her, of course, so she never has to worry. Because obviously out in the wild with her medical condition, she most likely would not have made it much longer. They can turn negative into a positive. Oh! Well, someone's being an ass over here. And yes, indeed, that is that of the North American burro, found throughout the Americas. And there used to be a little tortoise over here, but apparently not on exhibit at the moment. Oh, look at that little guy. Not the most graceful on land. In water, they can swim very well with their webbed feet and large paddle-like tail, which is not so much used for swimming. It is used a little bit for swimming balance in the water, but it's usually used as kind of like a spatula, or like kind of like a construction paddle when you put cement, for their building purposes of the dam, as well as making noise for predation. Look how cute these guys are. These are black-tailed prairie dogs, that of North America. You can find these out in the deserts, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas area. Oh, is he gonna go for a run? Oh, look at it, he can barely get up there. We got some trash pandas over here, that of raccoons. Love these little guys. Fun fact about them is that they actually do wash their hands and food. Ironically enough, you know, they actually are quite hygienic, ironically. Always reminded of the one time there was this meme going on where the raccoon gets a wonderful piece of sugary cotton candy, puts it in the water, he goes, wait, where'd it go? What happened? Poor guy lost his candy. And all the way from the continent of Africa, that of the serval, a very highly efficient predator, known for jumping in the plains of Africa, catching small mammals, birds, and whatnot. Obviously, not much defenses when it comes to larger predators. That's why it hides in the bush with its spots, camouflage. And with our large ears like that, they can actually hear up to about 6 miles away. That is crazy. So we're going to wait around because they do have a keeper chat that's going to be happening here at the Jaguar exhibit at 3 o'clock in just a few moments. But what they're going to do is they're actually going to lock the cats into one side of the enclosure, and then they're going to put a bunch of enrichment out in the other enclosure and then release them back in here to let them play and have some fun. So.
And they will drop down and grab the caiman by the back of the neck, pull them onto shore, and turn them into a nice summer dinner with a Chianti and a side of fava beans. If you look at the front exhibit, you will see Mickey, our smaller jaguar. He is a few years old. He's been here ever since he was very young. He still has a little bit to grow potentially, but in general he is pretty small for a jaguar. They are typically larger than that, but where he lacks in size, he makes up for in malice, hatred, and despisement of all humankind.
That was actually pretty cool, the keeper talk there about the jaguars. One thing of note that I really like about the zoo, it is small, but what they don't have, they make up really with these interactiveness of like the keeper talks here, really elaborating about the animals, talking about them. Plenty of keepers are out and about walking, where they are here to answer any and all questions you may have to the best of their ability. And that is something that I really like. I mean, there are volunteers and docents at some of the other zoos that I've been to, but they really this zoo really tries to make the effort of a handful of people and make it feel more of like the team of 100 people. On a negative though is on a busier of a day, if you come here, when it gets busy, it feels extra busy here, and that's because again of the small footprint of the zoo. Some of the walkways are really tight. Some of the areas get a little congested. So do keep that in mind if you do come visit the zoo on a busier weekend, on a busier holiday. You're gonna have to bring your patience, that is absolutely for sure. Some other fine feathered friends here. We have a great horned owl. Fun fact about great horned owls: one, they don't have horns. Well, that's not so much a fun fact, but it's really because, like here in this picture, people mistook those feather lofts right there on the top above its eyes as horns. So I mean, I get why. They're cuddling up next to each other. These are yellow-headed Amazonian parrots. There's also, oh no, that one. So the one to the right is the yellow-headed, but the one on the left side is a blue-fronted. Oh, how cute are they? We got some commotion going on over here. It's from the burros again, not from these peccaries, collared peccaries. Except I think they're trying to build a hole down. They're trying to burrow to get to the burros. They want to be part of all the fun that's going on over there, I guess. Oh, and the keeper's about to go into their exhibit. Ooh, grapes. That's a great snack to have. Oh, and it's supplied with a little bit of what's the grainy stuff?
The swine grain.
A swine. Okay. They know they know what's over here. Oh, there it is. Here, oh, is that the golden eagle? Yes, it is. The national bird of Mexico. They choose one of their previous nest sites to renovate as part of their courtship each year, so that they kind of like a homing pigeon in a way. They always come back home. And going from Mexico's national symbol, we have the United States national symbol, that of the bald eagle. Now, I don't know. I think a turkey would have been a better symbol. Oh, that hosier at Canada Lynx is sleeping right up there. So cute. But he's being lazy right now. Can't get a better view of it, but here it is. The Canada Lynx. One of the cool facts I always like about these guys is that their paws, they're so thick with fur and so large, they actually act like snowshoes, spreading their surface area on the snow. That way they don't sink into the snow. They can actually walk on top of it, acting just like snowshoes. They have a little bit of a reptile house as well here too, towards the exit. There's the exit right over there. We're gonna go check out the reptile house on the way out. But first, let's see the ocelot over here to our left, and if we continue going on this way too, there's the children's zoo, which does have a petting area. I don't know if you can see it from here as well, but it is definitely missing its front left leg. So clearly an animal that would not have adapted or survived in the wild, but a zoo like this gives it an opportunity to survive. And right next to him is a bobcat, so called for his little stubby tail. Just that of like a little bob. Boop. Hey, don't let their size fool you, believe it or not. These little guys have been known to be strong enough to actually take down deer in the wild. And right over here we have the coyote. Part of the Canis family, but a distant relative of dogs. And coyotes are very, very adaptable hunters. Obviously, we've encroached on their native land as we keep building and building into their areas. But these animals have learned to adapt to survive. Unfortunately, usually at the cost of eating some pets. For 25 cents, you can get a handful of grain to feed the animals here at the petting zoo. I do see some goats. I do see some sheep. We'll go step inside in a little bit here. Oh, and we just noticed this one. That larger goat right there has a BB-8 bandana. Look at that. Look at him. He's celebrating May the 4th. And this is the Patagonian mara. They're long-legged rodents from the area of Patagonia in South America. So they kind of look like the cross of a antelope with a jackrabbit and a little bit of a deer and a capybara all mixed into one. I don't know. It's like God took a bunch of pieces of different animals, shook it up into a cocktail, and boom, you got the Patagonian mara. Okay, so these are called Jacob sheep. Easily distinguished with their black and white fleece, and may have between 2 to 6 horns, both males and females. Well, there you go. Jacob's sheeps. Let's pick up a brush here so we can pet them. Okay, I'm all ready. Let's go. Let's go get some brushing. I found one. Look. This one is it's a Chewbacca goat. It's a Wookiee goat. Oh, my favorite. Look at him. Hey, buddy. Get the rump. Get the Wookiee rump. Oh, get those scritches. Oh, see that? Look at the tail. I love it. May the 4th duos. Look at that. And a baby ocho. Baby 8. Look at that. Hey, buddy. Where you going? He went by, but he had to roll away, I guess. And who do we got here now, Devin?
This is Janet, and she's our curly-haired tarantula. And she's asleep right now.
Okay, good.
So she's grabbing onto me.
Right.
And then she has 8 eyes on the top of her head.
Drawing near to the end, we just have a few more animals, including the reptile house here. The yellow-naped Amazonian parrot right over here. Slightly different than the yellow-headed one. As you can tell, the yellow is only on its neck, not the whole crown. And to the left was the Virginia opossum, who we saw a little bit earlier today. Now off to the reptile house here, a little small one. They got the California king snake, who we saw earlier by the name of Ka. Well, that's the funniest looking reptile I've ever seen. That's because it's not. It's a ringtail. So the ringtail sure looks like kind of like a cat, but it is not related to cats at all. It's actually related more so to raccoons. Reaches throughout the Americas from central tip of South America as well into North America. And a southwestern speckled rattlesnake who is very active at this moment. And you can see how it gets its name speckled because if you look at its scales and skin, it has a little bit of kind of like a glitter speckled effect to it. And who could ever forget the recognizable pattern and colorization of a Gila monster? Where's, oh, ooh, this is an albino one. Ooh. So very, very rare occurrence in nature, but they do happen. Obviously an albino, very rare genetic mutation. Would not have really lasted long in the wild because they wouldn't have been able to camouflage itself in the sand and rocks. So he would have been easy prey for an eagle or a falcon or something to come get him. So I love seeing things like this. So they actually got the food prep, the commissary for all the animals. But they got the menu for some of the animals there. You can see the opossum. Possum gets a quarter cup of dog kibble, 10 grams of yam, 10 grams of apple, 10 grams of avocado, 10 grams of orange, and 1 grape. Cool. I just love seeing the, like how zoos actually work behind the scenes. So cool. Now we're pretty much done here at the zoo. So before we actually exit, we got to turn in our scavenger hunt because I really want to see what that prize is about. We filled it in, quick show. Woo! We got to freeze to get some of the answers. But it was fun. They pretty much make you go to almost all the different animal enclosures to get the answers. And the questions are not hard at all. So it's meant for the family to enjoy. So let's go turn it in and see what we get. There it is. A nifty sticker sheet. That is pretty cool. Has the OCZOO on there. But we see some of our friends that we met throughout the day. The prairie dogs, the Gila monster, mountain lions, golden eagle, the black bear, and raccoons. That was nifty. Had lots of fun doing it, and got a cool little reward of stickers. A couple thoughts here. One, this zoo is wonderful for families. Realistically, we spend probably about 2 hours here at the zoo, but of course we're the type of people that we look at everything, we read everything, and we sometimes look at animals twice and 3 times over because that's how we are at zoos. But if you just want to come in for your first visit with family, realistically you could probably get done with the zoo in about an hour, give or take 10-15 minutes or so. But it's fun. The keeper talks are wonderful. They were throughout all different areas of the zoo. They were bringing out creatures for you to touch, including the tarantula, which wasn't listed. So always keep an eye out for like a keeper bringing out an animal for you to interact with, learn more about it. It was pretty cool. I love things like that. And also just wanted to check out the little food stand that's just literally right outside. There's the entrance to the zoo. It looks like it's kind of just basic hot dogs, hamburgers. I'll zoom in here a second. Yeah, hamburger is $7, cheeseburger is $8. Grilled chicken burger for $9. You got hot dogs at $7 and $8. Beverages are going to cost you $4 for a small, large is $6. They have various ice creams here. Well, that's going to do it for today's journey here at the OCZOO. I had an absolutely wonderful time. I hope you did as well too watching the video. This is a small zoo, but a fun zoo. I honestly had such an amazing time here. The keepers, the staff here were wonderful. The creatures, the animals that we got to check out. The stories behind some of them, amazing. So this is a zoo that I can't recommend enough, to be honest with you. The price is right too, at only $2 for admission. Easily, they should be charging $5, maybe even $10 for this place. Seriously, it's such a fun time. And of course, if you stick around a little bit longer, they have trails here, they got the train, they got more things to do here in this park. It's a wonderful opportunity, so a must-see for you to do if you're in the Southern California region. So if you did enjoy this video, do me a huge favor, give it a big thumbs up for me. Second, subscribe to the channel if you're new here and haven't done so already. Third, hit the notification bell for me, as well as make sure to follow me on social media at BigRedJourneys, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, for even more content. So from me to you, thank you, and I'll see you on the next journey. Bye-bye.